this is a hearty soup that you can serve for dinner. It's gonna have ham in it, potatoes, and then of course, lots of corn. Now this recipe does call for frozen corn. However, you can totally use your fresh farmer's market corn. We're just trying to keep dinner really easy on those hot summer days. But I do love this recipe because it is the ultimate dump and go. I feel like this one is a good one to serve on those like rainy summer days. Then literally everything gets dumped right into the slow cooker. So it does take some shortcuts here. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm just following the recipe. Cream of mushroom is going to build the creamy base for the soup, and I'm going to add milk and half and half. Okay, in with the onion, cream of mushroom. You could totally make your own cream of situation on the stove. The whole idea was not to heat up the kitchen, you know? It's gonna need about 2 to 3 cups of liquid, so I'm gonna do 1 can full of half and half and 1 can full of milk. And then I'm going in with 2 cups of corn. Typically, if something's called a chowder, it usually includes 2 ingredients, milk and potatoes. So I'm using the frozen cubed up hash browns, and then we're gonna go in with some creamed corn. Next goes in 2 cans of chopped green chilies. I love this addition because it's gonna add another dimension of flavor. And then some ham. This is just a diced up ham steak. Keeps it easy and makes this more of a hearty dinner. And it just needs a few more flavorful additions. So we're gonna kick it up a little bit. Also cut through some of the richness. A little hot sauce, a little bit of chili powder. You're gonna get some salt from that cream of mushroom and also from the ham. So I'm gonna start on the lesser end of the salt, but you can always add more. It's gonna give off more liquid as it slow cooks. That's the butter on top, and I'll see you in a little bit. This smells so good. So thick and creamy. I just wish you could smell it. I mean, I think you could totally do this with seafood. Also, you could add in some crab or shrimp. You know how I feel when something is slow cooked, adding a little bit of freshness, maybe something cold, just help make those perfect bites. I'm going in with a little more hot sauce, some fresh, cool green onions, and some oyster crackers just feel right. This is a soup that is definitely fit for dinner. The ultimate dump and go, and I'm here for it. I'm not mad at all about the convenience products used to create this masterpiece. There is so much flavor. I love the green chilies in there. That corn is still sweet and slightly crunchy. Potatoes are tender and creamy. This is a delicious soup that the whole family will love. I promise you. I don't think people use their slow cooker enough in the summer. This should be your excuse to try it. Another summer pork recipe that is not barbecue, green chili pork. We're going to make tostadas with a delicious summer salsa. That just screams summer. If you've got all day to let this go, you can leave your pork shoulder whole. I'm going to cut it into large pieces just so it cooks a little bit faster. This is bone in, which is just easier to find. So I just like to cut it into like 4 or 5 pieces. So trim off some of the fat because we do not need that since we are not cooking this over our smoker. Okay, I'm just gonna drop this right into the slow cooker. I'm also gonna add in a chopped onion, and I'm gonna season with salt and pepper. A great shortcut for slow cooker cooking is using store-bought sauces. So this is a tomatillo salsa. So it's got our green chili in here. Pour that right in, along with green chilies. So I've got 2 serrano peppers, just gonna throw right in, and a bunch of cilantro. You can just see the summery freshness right there. I'm loving it. So this is gonna go low for about 8 hours or high for about half the time. To go with that rich, spicy chili pork, a fresh summer salsa. Still requires no heating on the stove or in the oven. And I'm using just the bounty of produce. I feel like people eat a lot more fruits and veggies in the summertime because they're just cool and crisp. So this is that. I've just got some sweet red bell pepper. To that, I'm gonna add in some Vidalia onion. This is the onion of summer, okay? I'm gonna do some fresh corn here. You don't have to cook it or anything. Sweet little juicy bites. Of course, some jalapeno. Goes with our green chili vibes, you know? Gonna take the seeds out just so it's not too spicy. How much you add is up to you. And then I'm also gonna do a little bit of fresh pineapple. Just goes well with that pork. Of course, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some cilantro. I always love something fresh when you've got something slow cooked. Usually what comes out of the slow cooker, whether it be a comforting winter meal or a summer meal like these, a lot of times they are heavy in the richness. So to have something bright and crunchy really cuts through that. And then I still want it to be a hearty dinner. So I'm adding in a can of black beans too, and then all of the fruits of our labor. All right, then I'm just gonna add a little fresh lime, some salt and pepper. That's about it. Cumin kind of adds a little smoky, like earthy element to this. Stir it up. And then you wanna let it sit for a little while. So this is actually better to make in advance or when you make the pork so that it can sit while the pork's cooking. That way those juices can start to come out. Green chili pork is falling off the bone. So you're gonna wanna shred it. I mean, it requires almost no effort to shred it. This would also make great sandwiches or would be good to stir into a pot of stew